So basically, as we head into Private Access 1 and then expand the audience who hopefully will be playing for Private Access 2, we have to kind of go back to some of the weapons that we've had in the game for a while, and some have been working well, some have needed some work. So Vera's doing most of the weapon coding in the game, and Vera.
Oh, hello.
And so we were going to talk right now about those and figure out which ones we want to hit next.
Okay.
Okay, so we have the ball and chain weapon. So I think the biggest, there's two issues with this weapon right now. One of them is it just needs some attention, right? I mean, it doesn't destroy destructibles. When you hit something close up, the animation feels very weird. Like it's like it doesn't build up any momentum, so it feels like boom, it's very soft. But there's a bigger issue, which is it's overpowered with the logic right now, right? So you can basically use it and you never lose it. I mean, you lose it after you've powered it up to its maximum stage. So my proposal would be, for every one reload, you get 5 or 6 trigger pulls, and whatever happens, happens, but pull number 6 is going to fly the thing off. So you can charge it up, and you can go from stage 1 to 2 to 2 to 3, and then I think you go from 3 to 4, and 4 is the one that fires off, right?
4 is the final stage where it's smoking, and it's just that basically a projectile stage. Yes.
But the projectile changes how many times?
Projectile does not change. So
no, the ball changes.
The ball changes from the first stage, which is just more like the sphere, and then it changes into the spikes, and then from the spikes it changes into the crazy chainsaw, and then from the chainsaw it starts smoking. That's the final stage where it just detaches as a projectile.
Okay, so there's 4. Okay, so if we were to say you get 5 trigger pulls per load, because what happens is if I hit you with it, it evolves to the next stage.
Yes.
If I miss you with it, it goes back a stage.
We have the logic where it would do that, but it wouldn't do that if you were in the smoking stage. I'm sorry, not the smoking one, the transition between the chainsaw and that smoking stage. So, is that correct?
I don't know.
That's part of the confusion with that weapon, is we haven't really nailed down the rule set for that. So let's go with what you're suggesting now. Are we going to do anything to the mechanics that the more successful you are at getting hits, the more difficult it is to get that next hit? So
how?
It's just me spitballing here, but maybe like the first couple of hits might start off bigger, and as it transforms into the next, instead of it getting bigger, pieces of it break off and it looks more deadly, but it's also smaller. So you actually have to be more on target when you make that when you make contact with the person. Kind of the same way where with the flamethrower that we're messing with right now, the first beam that we had was ginormous, and now we're trying to bring it in.
I think it's really satisfying when you see it growing, though. Sort of just. What if we just did this? What if we said you have 5 button presses, and it's going to fire off from the 5th button press, or it's going to fire off after you hit with the max?
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Sure. So if you could potentially fire it off after 4 button presses if you get it all the way.
Weakest, medium, heaviest, and if heaviest hits someone, the next one starts smoking and shit, and it's like that one's going to go. Or you can go weak, medium, heaviest, and then that one's going to go. Or you can go weak, and that one's going to go.
Yeah.
Okay. That, as a game player, if you miss the first 2, would you just say, fuck it, I'm going to reload? I guess that's fine, you're wasting ammo, so you wouldn't even worry about trying to get it up to stage 2 or 3.
Not unless I was in the heat of the moment and needed to, just need to get that guy right now. But if I had time, I think we just have to test it, we have to play it.
Okay, so do we want to just jump into that one next instead of go, because we can spend an additional 10 minutes on each weapon, but it's just going to be overwhelming to a brain like yours. So